Nick Zaharov was among those at the festival and joins us live now to talk a little bit more about what he witnessed there. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I can only begin to imagine what you've been through over the past several days.
Yeah, I'm still processing it. You know, it's every day more friends coming up dead. So I've already been to 3 funerals now. Yeah, tough times. It's only the beginning.
Can you walk me through what happened there at that festival? Because I know I've read numerous reports that a lot of people there thought that the rockets were maybe fireworks. Can you walk me through all of that?
Yeah, well, I was actually, that thought crossed my mind for a brief moment. So I was in the music festival, watching one of the most beautiful sunrises I've ever seen, enjoying, rejoicing, peace and love and unity through the dance floor. So I was looking at the sky, I think around 6:30 a.m. I looked up in the sky and I saw what I thought for a quick second were fireworks. But then I realized stuff, you know, because you can't really hear the bangs because the music is so loud. I turned to my friend and I tell him, listen, I think we're getting shot at. I think we're getting bombed. As soon as I said that, the music cuts off and then, you know, chaos erupts. But we get on the ground and, you know, that's how messed up the situation in Israel is, that I was like, okay, well, there's rockets. I'm used to this, you know, it's nothing out of the ordinary. This will pass, and then we'll get in our car and we'll go our way, find some shelter. So everybody at that point is rushing towards the exit. You know, we gather our stuff while getting bombarded, and then, you know, we're trying to find our car. We couldn't find because there's so many people. I told my friend, listen, guys, I think it would be better to just relax here for a bit. There's probably going to be a traffic jam. Being close to a car at that moment isn't the most ideal situation. So we just literally were chilling under heavy rocket fire for about 30 minutes. That's when I heard a different kind of noise, and I heard the sounds of gunfire. I turned to my friend. I told him, okay, listen, I think it's time for us to leave. We got into the car, started driving towards the exit. That's when we saw a huge traffic jam. Both roads were blocked off. Police were trying to escort the traffic through dirt roads, telling us to head east. We got on the dirt road for like about 100 meters. You know, everything is very slow. People are in panic, and there's a lot of cars trying to escape at once, and roads are blocked, so you can't really drive. That's when you hear the shots ricocheting off their cars, and I told my friend right away, let's get out of here. We got out the car, and my friend even left the keys in the car from the panic, and we just started running on that road. For about 20 to 30 minutes, we were running. While getting shot at from all directions, you know, total mayhem, hundreds, thousands of people running from every direction. We got away for about, and then we got up on a hill. I tried to look back to see, I couldn't see really anything. Couldn't see the terrorists, you know. Also, I think it was, you know, a lot of stress, so you couldn't really understand what's happening. You know, I looked at my friends. We were all shocked and panicked, and I just gathered them and I said, listen, guys, we don't have time to fear the situation we're in. I didn't understand the magnitude of it, but I understood that we're in war. And I just said, this is the time for us to stay calm. There's no time to fear and no time for panic. Our objective is to keep moving and to survive this. And so I opened up the map, and we started heading east away from the border. I think it was around three hours that we were just walking through fields, through different terrains. orchards, fields, farms. We got to a barn, and that's where we found some shelter and some water. That's when I looked up looked up online to understand, and then I realized that this is no joke and it's actually happening. I realized we were between 3 towns that are actually conquered at the moment by Hamas. Trying to call police, trying to call any sort of authority, no answer at all. Total desperation. You know, the worst is going through your head, but trying to keep calm while people are just losing it from left to right. Yeah, we were there for a couple hours. People, you know, we finally got a hold of somebody, just told us to stay put and not leave the place, find shelter, find the hiding spot. We waited there for a couple hours as well. You know, talking to people, talking to family, trying to understand what's happening in total chaos. Nobody understands. Nobody can even, you know, comprehend the situation we're in, because it hasn't happened for 50 years. You know, it's nothing. You know, it's like the worst thing you can imagine. And yeah, after that, there were ordinary citizens that from the towns nearby that understood the situation and didn't wait for nobody, and just got in their cars and their trucks and started driving towards the scene and rescued hundreds of people, including myself and my 2 friends. We got to a different town right by, close by. That's when we found shelter, and they gave us some food, some water, like literally like war refugees. It's the first time I saw any sign of our military, and it was like 2 kids, you know, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds are just more afraid than me, just have weapons. Yeah, that's after that. About an hour, we got a bus that took us to a bigger city that's safe, and from there they picked us up. Our family picked us up, and we got home. Listen, my story is nothing compared to what I've heard and what I saw, the images and what I've seen in the past few days. You know, people live through literal nightmare. And there are some are still living that nightmare, kidnapped in Gaza. Friends that I know, people that I've danced with, are in Gaza right now, either getting, I don't know, I don't even want to imagine what's happening with them, if they're still alive.
And as you're telling me the story here, are you really able to process it? We talked, you know, off the top, you kind of said it's been difficult to, because it's been less than a week, and what you experienced was, there's really no word for it. I want to say traumatizing, but that's a severe understatement. So have you had a chance to really process any of this?
Yeah, I really, you know, I don't want to sound like some sort of brag or anything, but I'm really happy with the way I handled the situation, the way I acted there, the way, you know, I've seen people there that are just losing it, you know, from panic attacks. You know, I'm encouraged by the way I acted, and it's difficult. My heart goes out to all my friends. You know, I've been to 3 funerals already. It's just like a broken heart. You know, in the morning, it's difficult. At night, it's even worse. And in the middle of the day, I'm just trying to keep myself busy. Actually, at the moment, I'm in my truck. I have a moving business, and we just got to a point where we're getting supplies for our troops up north. And I have another 5. This is the one of 5 destinations that I'm headed for. And yeah, you know, anything to do is to help this situation for me is my therapy. You know, to lift people up, to lift my friends up, to stand united, you know.
What message do you want to get across to the Israeli soldiers who are out there fighting right now, the folks, you know, some of which were able to rescue people out there? They are on the front lines. What message do you have for them, and what message do you want to get across?
Yeah, some of them are my friends, my actual hometown, friends that are right now on the front lines. Israel is with you. The world is with you. We stand strong and united, and we must defeat and erase this evil from this planet. It cannot exist anymore.
Nick, before I let you go, is there anything else that you want to add at all?
Yeah, I want to add to the American and to the Canadian people watching. These are difficult times, but we as a global human society must stand strong together, defeat this kind of evil, and we cannot stay silent and let this sort of evil exist in our world. It's just unbelievable and unprecedented. This has to stop and must be terminated.
Nick Zaharov, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. Again, I know you said that you feel overall fairly fortunate, your story not necessarily comparable to what other people are experiencing, but that is obviously a horrible situation there to have to go through, and most of us cannot even begin to imagine it. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you, brother.
All right, everybody, take a live look here from one of our cameras showing Gaza right now. You can see overhead, we are now in day 6 of this war as Israel is at war against Hamas. We know Hamas did do that surprise, unprecedented attack. And what you're looking at right now is that live view over Gaza. 2,600 is the current death toll. We do know that death toll is expected to rise.